think we're live. Hi, hi everybody. This is unusual, even with the lighting right now because it's 8 o'clock at night, and we usually meet at noon. We've been meeting at noon for the past 10 weeks now, with Sketchy, and tonight we're doing this for other parts of the world, right? So hi everyone. I see that I already have a bunch of you here. I wish I could again say hi to everybody individually, but it's obvious that a lot of you are going to be from Australia tonight because we're doing this especially for that part of the world. Apparently, noon for you is really impossible to attend unless you stay up at just obscenely late hours in the night. So I'm really happy that you're here. At the end of this, when we get to about maybe 8:50, we're going to talk and you can ask me questions, things that maybe you can't ask me during the class because, guys, we have just finished week 3 of drawing at home with France. And I know a lot of you have a lot of questions about the things I use, the things I do, how I do certain things. So now would be a good time to do this, right? So at the end of this broadcast, you're going to be able to ask me questions. So we have a muse tonight. That's David, and we're going to draw in pencil. And just so you know, because we're reaching the end of May, June is right around the corner. You probably know that Dylan Sarah has an entire class for the month of June, which looks really wild. And then in July, we're going to do another 30 Faces, 30 Days, but a Procreate edition. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be 6 of us um, drawing in Procreate, giving you tips. I'm going to be one of them. And that's going to be for July. So I hope you check it out. If you go to Sketchy Shop, you're going to be you're going to see some details about that. And talking of Sketchy Shop, you can grab 2 of my classes and you get 20% off. And you have links right underneath this video if you want to check it out. I can see them right now. You know what else you have a link to underneath this video other than the 2 for 20 code in order to get the 20% off 2 classes? You also get the links to get our muse tonight, who is David. And as I said earlier, we're going to do this. Oh my gosh, Zach, you're here. Hey, this is great. I'm just so happy that I have former students who just graduated college. By the way, Zach just graduated from TCNJ. Congratulations, Zach. I can't believe you were in high school with me way back when. Um, so today we're going to draw in pencil. I hope it's okay with everybody that we're going to tackle everything in pencil. I'm going to do things a little differently because I don't want to waste any time. And by differently, I mean this. I would usually start with an HB, something like this. So now it's time to show you the actual page. I'm using my moleskin. That would be pretty usual for me to start with an HB, something that is not too sharpened or sharpened pretty roughly with a box cutter. um, but that's not what I'm going to do tonight. Tonight, I am going to use 8B, I think, right from the start. So take a look. I have my Cretacolor Monolith. You know this one. If you've been following my class Drawing at Home with France this whole month, you know that I've been using this amazing piece of graphite. It's just a solid piece of graphite, and it just has a little bit of coating of plastic so that you can actually hold it and not dirty your hands. But this is 8B, which means that it's going to go dark right away. Um, don't worry, it's okay that you can just dive in with a very dark pencil, because I really would like to just shave off a lot of time. Okay, so hi everybody. I see that some of you are from Sydney, but also some of you are from the US, which means that you are tuning in probably with, I don't know, a glass of something in your hand, I hope. I don't have a glass of something. I just have a little bit of water in case, I get a little bit dehydrated. But I think I'm going to start. And so, again, having so much graphite exposed here is going to be great. And this is why I also sharpen all my pencils like this, because I like obtaining a pretty broad stroke from my pencils. So if you are ready, I think we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay? Alrighty. Um, First of all, let's establish the fact that David's face is at a little bit of a slant. Okay? Okay, let me see. I hope you can see this well. Very, very general, broad strokes just to establish where things are right now. Okay? So bear with me. I'm doing the hair here a little bit. I don't know if you guys are using pencil. Oh, I see that some of you have a little bit of beer with you. That's great. Annie, you're here from Los Angeles, and a glass of something later. That sounds good. I just have a boring plastic bottle of water. Okay. So remember that because his face is slanted, his eyebrows are going to be also at an angle like this, right? And I'm starting really, really dark, guys, which means that things are gonna register the moment the graphite hits um, the paper. Even though this paper, being moleskin, it's going to be very smooth, so it doesn't grab. Um, so all right. I'm so glad that some of you are having a glass of something while doing this with me. All right, so just establishing some dark areas without going too much into details. It's going to look horrible before it looks okay, all right? So bear with me here. Just want to get the nose somewhat right. Okay. Okay, this will be the edge of the beard eventually. The end of the nose will be somewhere there. There's going to be a corner of the nose. And what I'm doing now with the sharper part of my pencil is making that line kind of quote unquote right. I don't know if it's really right, but okay. And everything behind there is going to be pretty dark. So again, I can be a little more specific in a few minutes for the eyes, but right now I'm going to leave things at that. Also here, I just want to get my bearings right. Okay. Back to a broad stroke. Is everybody doing okay? Yes? Oh my gosh, I have people in Oregon. This is great. Patrick. Yay. Hi, Pat. Grand. Okay, everything is at a slant, so his mouth will also be, following that. That's kind of where I am right now. Trying to find a good, hold on, let me just dull this on a piece of paper. Oh, here we go. Just broke the tip, and that's a good thing because I want to find that spot that I can use very comfortably. I don't know why I'm marking here underneath, but okay. That's a little better. I'm just trying to be extremely loose here. And this is why I'm holding my pencil like this, my lead. I'm just blocking out areas of where the dark is. It's pretty dark here near the hair, do you agree? Same thing, trying to find the sweet spot there with my pencil. I think that's fine right there. Lots of activity in town tonight. There's not much of a face, huh, right now, right? We're just really being extremely just broad and loose. It's okay. All right, let's see where the end of that ear is going to be. Am I right to put the ear right about here? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can change that later. Not sure. Okay, I see his beard roughly here. Hopefully this doesn't go off too far off the page. I don't think so. I think you can still see. Okay. If need be, I will lift this a little bit actually, and hopefully that'll help. I've got a couple of erasers holding this up. I hope that's fine. Okay, and now so you see there's already kind of the rough shapes of a face showing now. And now I'm just blocking where I see very dark areas. You see what I'm doing? Right? Inside the ear there. Well, right now I'm not going to get into too much detail. This is going to get smeared unless I bring some type of, paper, and I will. Things are actually a little dark here. Not too dark. There's some gray hair. Okay. Oh my gosh, Liz, you are here. This is awesome. I I'm so happy that you're joining us, Liz. I don't know, but I'm sure many of you are familiar with Liz Steele, who is really an amazing urban sketcher. Those of you who know Liz, I had a chance to sketch with Liz back in 2012, right in Manhattan, and that was just a beautiful July afternoon. Sketched on the High Line and on the 8th Avenue, somewhere near 23rd Street, I believe it was. It was really just a great time. So I'm glad you're here, Liz. So glad you're here. I have one of your drawings hanging in my apartment in the room next door. Drawing of a cup of tea. It's gorgeous that you had given me back in 2012. Yeah, I also have amazing memories of that time. My gosh. Okay, I love this. I love the fact that even though some of us have never met in person, we can still connect. And when we meet in person, we feel like we've known each other for a long time. That's really insane, right? Okay, you guys, it's getting darker in here. In this space, I mean. Okay. I'm so glad I'm getting you guys from Australia to join, to be with us. Okay, so I'm still holding my pencil like this, and it still looks like really, I mean, sketchy at best, right? It looks really sketchy, and that's the point. The point is to gradually get to the detail, but not start with the detail. Just sort of let it reveal itself to us as we go. I have not even suggested the eye. I'm just concerned with blocking out areas of dark and leaving the light. You see how it's going to be light here? My eraser might come in handy for that, but we'll see. All right, let's see where the back of David's neck is. I'm gonna say here. Okay. And then right about here is color of his shirt and his shoulder. Okay. Actually, if I hold it like this. So it's pretty unusual for me to start something so so boldly dark. But one of the things that I've had trouble with these live drawings is just to finish, just to actually give you something at the end that you can call, a somewhat finished portrait. I'm really not great at pacing myself. But answering your questions at the end will definitely help. Okay. Okay. Yay! So again, those of you who just got here, if you are interested in using the 2 for 20 code that we have underneath this video, this code will get you 20% off if you buy two of my classes at Sketchy. Okay, I think I'm gonna jump out of this awkward kind of blurry phase and actually tackle some detail. So let me move right back up here in this area, and let me see if I can bring some hair right over here. Yep, eyebrows. All right, so if his eyebrow goes like this, then his eyelid will not be too far. Let me see if I'm getting it right. Okay, like right here. It's very unusual to draw an eye in such a dark area like this for me, but I think this is how it's going to work for David. Remember that at the end of this session, we are going to get on to Sketchy Art School, and we are going to share our drawings, okay? And if you're not part of the group Drawing with France, you can just join, it's free. Okay, am I getting this right-ish? Now that I'm in this corner here, I can darken this even more, because this is a really dark spot right here. You see it too? Yep. Okay. Now I'm just adding a little more definition to two things, you see? How's everybody doing? Ooh, Anne, what are you telling us? Hold on. Okay, Anne is telling us this. Something to check out if you want. I'm gonna keep going. Anne, by the way, I'm so glad that you're here. You're all the way in California. And I don't know if some of you intend to be with me tomorrow at noon, but I'm definitely doing this again at noon because we're home. Things are slowly reopening in my neck of the woods, but it's very tentative right now, and it's probably, you know, much better that way. You see how I'm just little by little digging in. Robert, you're here from Michigan. Nice to see you. Thank you for attending these live drawings. I am not leaving my 8B pencil, you guys. I'm just doing everything with that tool and just hope for the best. Okay, things are getting a little more defined, you see? Slowly but surely. I don't know if I'm getting this this line right, but I'm hoping I'm not too far off, okay? Hoping. Guys, it looks as though my internet connection just dropped. I hope that it didn't affect the broadcast too much. I just looked up and suddenly it said that there was a loss of connection. My gosh, it has never. So far, we've been so lucky during these lives. My connection has held up. But this being evening, and I'm sure with many people using the internet, gosh, yeah, that I hope it won't happen again. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the screen and not just on my drawing, because otherwise I could easily just totally not know that we're losing connection. I hope everybody can follow again. Yay. Wow. Oof, I don't like this. The internet at 8 o'clock at night is a different beast than the internet at noon, let's say. I'm using my eraser here because I saw that I just marked where really I wanted a spot of light. All right. Is everybody doing okay? I hope I hope this was not too much of a scare when everything just dropped. Oh, Monica, that's funny. Don't kick your son off of the Xbox. I'm sure it's fine. I think it's on my end that things started goofing up. I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm still using my 8B graphite. I'm not sharpening anything. I'm just letting, letting it go nicely dull whenever. Um, okay. And remember that when we have wrinkles in the forehead and so forth, I personally am not a fan of making those wrinkles too um, obvious because I think that can really ruin a face. So I'm just going to leave things pretty loose in the forehead area. And I'm not even going to go into the hair too much. It's funny how hair, there are many shortcuts for hair like this. But then you have to go back and fill in some details because it could be goofy. Okay. Oh my God, Sadek, you are here. This is great. I'm just so impressed by the fact that I know so many people who are here tonight, um, despite the fact that, of course, we've never met. Okay. I'm going to work on this nose a little differently now. I'm going to come down in my usual technique with this time with the tip of my pencil, and yeah, work my way. Ta-da-da. Let me check the time. Okay, we've been at it for about a half hour, and I have not even addressed this side of David's face, but I guess we'll get there. How about we get there now? This is lower. This is lower, guys. There we go. Okay, that seems more like it. Yep. Drawing with such dark. Watch me, by the way, tell you that we're going into this area and me just like going right off to the beard. This is pretty typical of how I draw. No, let's go into here. Kind of made a promise, I need to keep it. Alright, so if his eye is like this, let me see. By the way, I don't know how those of you who are following along and drawing along, you guys are taking care of the reference photo. I personally like putting mine on my little iPad right next to me. You can probably kind of see it underneath the video here. And because I'm right-handed, having the original photo right to my left is really the way to go. Yeah, not super happy about these eyes. Let's see if I can make them work a little better. Maybe by adding a little bit more dark here. Okay. This could work. Again, we're going from a very loose drawing to something that's going to be a little more defined. I don't like, hold on, I'm going to use this tough stuff. You guys are probably familiar with this if you've followed my class this month. You've seen me draw in pencil and you've seen me use it. It's a small eraser which allows you to go into, like thin, thin little strokes. Like, for example, if you want to draw hair, you can do that. It's really neat little instrument. I've had this tough stuff since 2006, and it's still the same, the same one. Okay, so now let me continue in the darkness. This could work. Yeah, not a huge fan of this eye yet. Maybe there's something we're going to be able to do to make it a little more realistic. Okay. Okay. It's funny how dark we can go with just what at first sight. I don't know about you, but at first sight it didn't seem like such a dark original photo, but it goes pretty deep. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so now the nose. How are we doing? Everyone? Doing okay? Okay, all right, all right. So hopefully we're not going to have another technical glitch. We're going to be okay, right? Okay. Coming right down now to the nose area. It's going to be really pretty to leave this dash of light alone and make it look really 3D. Again, those of you who have followed classes that I teach at Sketchy, you know how much of a fan I am of these kinds of 3D effects that we manage to achieve just by leaving things out. It can be really gorgeous. Okay, so now the nostril looks really almost like a caricature, but we're gonna, bring back some of this dark that we have here. And actually, like this. All right, and now we can add a little more subtleties inside this whole area there. I think I've got the shape of the nose somewhat okay. Yeah, you think so? Which means that if I do, then the cheek is kind of guaranteed to be okay too. So now I'm feeling a little more emboldened, to make this cheek a little darker here. Okay, and just to be clear, I am adding what I thought would be a dash of light, but of course my eraser can be a little dirty. It'll be okay. There's no better way to make a little spot of light stand out than by, putting just a little bit of dark all around it like this. Just a little. Okay, here we go. Oh, we've got a more interesting nose, I think. And because I'm still in 8B, there are really areas here where I'm moving very, very lightly on my pencil. Okay, keep in mind, guys, that this is the month of May, which means that in June we have a whole month of Dylan Sarah, who draws with inks and sticks, does really amazing things by just going out in nature and using nature to draw with. Really, which is not at all my approach. I go to a store and I buy a plastic pen or a stick of graphite. He's amazing. And then in July we have another iteration of 30 Faces, 30 Days, and it's going to be sponsored by Procreate. So it's going to be a 30 Faces, 30 Days on Procreate. Yay! It's going to be 6 of us drawing on Procreate, and I think it's going to be another great class. And if you want to take any class right now at Sketchy that I teach, you can grab 2 classes for 20% off with the code 2 for 20, I believe. It's right underneath this video. So take a look and see if there's something that you'd like to learn. And hopefully you'll find what you want. Okay. I absolutely love drawing with a darker and softer, because soft means dark, obviously. A darker, softer graphite like this, it really just, wow, it delivers. Okay. Now let's get into this mustache, shall we? Yep. Okay, so the mustache is fairly light here, but not very. We can, suggest the hair from underneath because it's the darkest here. You agree? Okay. And here, let's see how much it goes out. I think The corner of the mouth is right where it should be. Meaning here, you know. This is where I see it. Okay, what do you think, guys? Are you also getting something 3D, yeah, out of this? The key, I think, is to not hesitate to go dark in the areas that you see dark and just push the dark. I'm at this tricky spot at the edge of a beard here where the skin meets the beard, and I'm just carefully not going into the beard too much because the white is somewhere here, but then it becomes um, more gray underneath. So there will be spots of white, but they're very few. Okay. I don't think I have smeared so far. This is the, this is where usually things get really messy. But yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, Catherine, this is so nice. You're still working on the potato from the cross hatching class. In the cross hatching class that I teach here at Sketchy, we practice the bumps of the face with a potato. You know, you put a potato on your table and you try to figure out the bumps, just like the bumps in a face. You know, it's it worked for me. That's kind of how I made peace with all the roundness in a face. Okay, so slowly bringing this beard into not into life, but I'm not gonna draw every hair, but by just suggesting some of them, suddenly you have, you know, a much more organic beard. All right. I don't want to neglect what's going on in the neck here, because same, the neck is going to be instrumental to making the beard kind of stand out as being lighter. So I need to address the fact that the neck is darker. Let me see. Using my little paper. I think this is how this goes. I can't believe that this is already week 3 of drawing at home, the France, c'est moi. Week 3, because it means that we only have 1 week and then we're going to say goodbye. 1 more week of drawing on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then meeting at the usual time at the live. The live is continuing through June. We're trying to figure out if we're going to do some Friday nights like this. Oh, okay, Janice, you missed the beginning. This is an 8B monolith by Cretacolor, but it's been used quite a bit. So, but yeah, it's an 8B pencil. Okay, so let's see. We have almost reached the end of the drawing itself. So I'm just gonna quickly suggest hair here. Hold on, I can fill this in a little bit here as well. The beard is still very fuzzy. But by really making the neck area that much darker, it will bring the beard as being, lighter, obviously. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to barely suggest the hair by doing this. Ooh, it's dark right there, look. And because it's so fuzzy on the edges, then that's where you come back with a little bit of a pointy pencil and you add the suggestion of the hair. Okay, so by doing this, I'm roughly suggesting hair, but I'm not doing all the detail. Okay. Same with the hair there. Some really interesting spots right here. Really can't get into, but you get the idea. Okay, we are reaching, I believe, the end stages of this particular gorgeous bearded, wrinkly, just the way we love it when we draw, right? Face, I absolutely love wrinkles. Drawing babies will always be the biggest challenge of them because they don't have the wrinkles that I so adore. Okay, this is extremely sketchy for a beard. Ideally, I would like to do little things like, like crosshatch little bits here and there to make this look really much more like hair. I can just suggest this to you right now, and as you work on it at home, to finish it if you'd like, you can add more of that glorious detail there, you see? A little more here, there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn back to the screen in a minute and I'm going to ask you if you have any questions, maybe about this drawing or maybe about anything that's happening in our classes at Sketchy. If you would like me to clarify some things or explain certain things that I do. And hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions the best I can. Of course, I don't want to stop right now. Just, I can't help adding more detail because it's what I do. But you see these little bits of beard here are totally doable. And from underneath, you can just bring in some dark and make it look pretty realistic. And just at the edges there, bring the thin hair. Okay, there's some hair in the back there. Two. Okay. I have to stop or I'll never stop. And then I'll monkey with it for another, 20 minutes. And you'll be like, but I wanted to ask you a question. So, okay. I'm gonna sign France. Boom. Okay. Oh my gosh, Rick, you made it? I really didn't expect you to see. I didn't expect you to be here tonight. Ah, I'm so glad. All right. So one last time, what I was using today to draw um, David is an 8B monolith by Cretacolor. Okay? Yay. So if you want to ask me anything, we're going to spend another, 5-10 minutes, and I can answer any questions that you might have. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really did. Of course, I could have done more detail in the beard and in the hair. The hair stayed very, very loose, very fuzzy. I hope you guys got something out of this, though. So um, I'm so glad, Rick, that you're gonna be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm doing this again at noon. I hope you guys in Australia got something out of this and that you were able to draw along. So go ahead and ask me anything you might have, whether it was about the execution of this or maybe something I'm doing in class this month, in the drawing at home with France, because we are home and we're just drawing together. Look at me, I can't help continuing. Okay. I'm so glad, Liz, that you got to hang out with us. Thank you. Um, thank you, Jordan. I ended up drawing hopefully a 3D human. I think I made him maybe a little thinner. I'm not quite sure, but I'm seeing something that's looking, of course, different than the original. But again, if we wanted to just replicate, we would just take make a photocopy. Maybe, I don't know. Sandek, I'm so glad that you were here tonight. So glad. This is the sketchy community here getting together. Um, okay, and I'm glad that Teresa, I'm glad this is working out for you too. This is fairly new for me. This is almost a something that people would do when they use not graphite but charcoal. And I decided to make graphite kind of work that way, and you know, dig deep into the dark areas right off the bat, and try to make it work like this. Well, it saves time. Yeah. Monica, yes, absolutely, Monica. If you want to take the cross hatching course, that's part of. If you want to take any course that I teach, you can head out to the sketchy shop and you're gonna find it. It's one of them, definitely. Yeah. And Rick, I'm so happy to find you here. Yay! Thank you, Peta Harvey. I say Peta because that's how I would pronounce it, but I don't know, maybe you say Peta Harvey. It's really a wonderful way to end the week for me, too, definitely. Um, okay, Catherine. Yes, using the pencil on its side to block in the darks seems more doable. It is definitely, it saves time. Right before the live, I did this quick sketch just to see if I could do it, you know. And just by doing this, I thought, you know what? Why don't I start with the 8B right away? So yeah, that was sort of like a warm up of of this. It was just to see if I was able to, you know. Oh, I'm so glad that you, Anne, I'm so glad that you love the classes and these live drawing sessions. I love them too. My gosh. And Erika, I know the temptation to smudge. I don't. I don't smudge. I don't believe in it. I believe that the pencil itself is the agent of smudge. You know, it works. It really does. Um, you don't need much more than that. Okay, so Patrick, thanks again for time. Did you ever start with grid or scribble methods? Not at all. But I know definitely that a grid can work for some people. So feel free, you guys, to use grids and all that good stuff. You know, I've never learned any technique other than the stuff that I tried and failed and tried and failed. And grids have never been the go-to technique for me, but I know that it works for a lot of people. So I would never tell people don't use a grid. No, use a grid, of course, if you want to. Um, all right, cool. Anne, yours turned out better than expected. And yes, it's tough to get over the initial fear when you start. I feel exactly the same way. And yes, Polly, 2 beers, we are going to draw in pencil tomorrow. Yes, pencil tomorrow. Um, whether I'm going to use an 8B or whether I'm going to go with a 2B, I'm not quite sure yet, but it's going to be pencil, definitely. Um, Okay, no, Nikira, I'm so happy that you were able to add some white pen. I think that's a brilliant idea. I cannot wait to see what you did. Okay. Oh my gosh, John, you have my book. Thank you. I really appreciate that. My book is called Sketch, and uh, and I think it's pretty good. So you should check it out. It's on Amazon if you want to find it there. Thank you, Diane, for being there. And I'm glad that you drew along. Yay! Agent of Smudge is a band name. That's it. Okay, thank you, Robert, for always being there and attending those live drawings. Yay! So, Shannon, you've posted. Did you post in Drawing with France? This is our group at Sketchy Art School. I'm going to, yes, the group is Sketchy Art School drawing with friends at Sketchy Art School. Okay, and Sabek, I definitely think more in terms of tone rather than negative space. Even though you've noticed that I left out some things in order not to go too dark too soon. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how I proceed. Whether that's the right way to do it, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on any of this. Okay, so yes, the group is drawing with friends. Okay. Okay, Cynthia, I am jealous that your first car was a 1966 Volvo. Wow, 122. That must have been something. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you, Sketchy, for posting the link to my book. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Katie, you've had my book too? And you too? Oh my gosh, you too, Diane. I really appreciate that. So, thank you guys. I think I'm gonna end this broadcast. Um, believe it or not, Chris and myself have been, yes, this Chris right here, Christopher McKay. We've been getting together in the evening, remotely, of course, because Chris is in Canada, I'm in the US, and we put the phone on and we watch a movie together. That's what I'm gonna do after this. We're gonna watch a movie. Oh, we're gonna watch a series actually. Yeah, we're gonna finish Not finished the series, but there's an episode coming out tonight, so we're watching that. Okay, guys, are you ready to say goodnight? I'm going to take a photo of this. I don't know how well this is going to show on. Yeah, hopefully it shows okay. I'm taking the photo. Boom, done. And I'm gonna post this in Sketchy Art School right now. So Chris, hold on for the movie. I'm not watching yet. I'm gonna go to Sketchy Art School. I hope you are too. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Rick, I'll be there at noon, same place, YouTube, and we're going to draw in pencil also. All right, everybody. Thank you, Australia, for being with us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in from everywhere you were. Not too many people from Europe, of course, because it's like 3 a.m. right now in France. So I'll see you tomorrow, okay? I'm off to watch a movie and maybe I'll have a glass of something. Bye, everybody. Bye. See you, Chris, in a couple of minutes. Bye.